We are the light. We're light warriors. We shine light on all the darkness. I've lit this fire constantly in some of the darkest and wettest conditions. My brother fed us for the first 16 months of the nonsense. 7 days a week he fed us at Dromoland Castle.
Take us back to March 2020.
March 2020 was getting into the start of another season at Dromoland Castle, where we gave our life to hospitality, and we'd built up a beautiful business over 13 years there, and working 7 days of the week. As anyone that ever works for themselves, you have to work the 7th day to get by. You kind of work 6 for the government and you work the 7th for yourself. And we were working very hard. We'd built a lovely business, and in 2019 we had actually managed to employ 10 people between full-time, part-time and college. And I knew there was something wrong when this started kicking off. A lot of things didn't make sense. And all of a sudden my college staff were getting a PUP payment. That was the government subsidy for anyone that doesn't. This was this government assistance that they gave us. It was €350 in a week. And they were giving me the same thing to feed 40 animals. They put us through 3 lockdowns where they denied me the right to earn a living. And then they replaced that with nothing. And that's communism. There's nothing on communism, because nobody has the right to destroy what I work. I work for everything that's in this yard. And this is the one thing, everything that's in this yard is paid for. So then we started asking politicians and many people that were connected to power and money for help. That we needed help to sustain the animals and to pay our rent, where we were renting these buildings, and we had developed for our business. And we needed fairness, and that was one of the journeys to Dublin, was for fairness, looking for fairness. That a business that was turning over 236,000 on our books in 2019 couldn't sustain itself on a PUP payment to pay my bills, feed my family. So I had an awful lot of equipment, and we were in these what they call lockdowns, nonsense stuff. But I knew there was something wrong, because I knew by May there was no one wanting to help the horses, and it was getting really tough. So we hit for Dublin on the 13th of July. I said I would go to Dublin and rattle it and ask these politicians why they couldn't do something to help these horses, that we couldn't sustain trying to live and survive on this nonsense payment, that we had a business that was 100% sustainable. We brought those 3 things to Dublin. Fairness, My Life Matters, and an insurance reformation. The average week now pushes on beyond 120 to 130 and 40 hours. 20-hour days or nothing. I work a 12-hour day, 8 to 12-hour day, just to get enough of money to buy the feed for the animals now, to buy their hay, and buy whatever other little small things are needed, not the larger things, because we haven't been able to buy a rug for them in 3 years. We haven't been able to buy a head collar for them in 3 years. I don't mind sleeping homeless, because I do it in solidarity to homeless people, so I can feel their pain. You can't talk about something except you feel their pain. And so many people suffer from mental health, and I can promise you that no medicine cures mental health. It is a journey with you and God. And it's the toughest journey that anyone will ever travel. We twisted and turned for a long time with the word hope, and many people came up. I was always saying we've got to find what the word hope means, what these letters HOPE, what they mean. And the greatest one we eventually came up with, great friends of mine gave it to me. They came up with it, that we're helping other people evolve, because we're in the greatest awakening of humanity that has ever taken place. I write things that sometimes don't make any sense to me, and I started writing that I was going to build this healing centre, not knowing how I would even go about it. Our job is to preserve, protect and promote all our traditional ways of life, from our past to the present and for the future of all our children. That is what the centre is about. And we're going to build a beautiful courtyard for the horses and for the carriages, and build a little working farm. And we're going to build a rambling house to preserve our music, and build some cottages where we can, and a blacksmith's forge where we can start making things that belong to our ways of life. They've stolen everything from us. They've destroyed all our communities. They've destroyed our villages. And they go on with this hoax about global warming and climate change that is all the great lie. It will be the greatest centre. This will be the greatest centre. These horses will soon be forgotten no more. I've wrote about it thousands of times. They will soon be forgotten no more. The world will want to help them.